Hello everyone, I am pleased to welcome you on the annual testing conference here in Wrocław, TestFest 2017. My name is Zasadna and I'm quality control engineer with 4 years experience. I was working on web application projects 2 years, and for last 2 years I'm involved into big database project. As you can assume, usability testing is rather my hobby than real commercial experience. But today I would like to share with you my knowledge on this, myths around usability, and we will try to dispel this myth. I want to have my presentation in the way of dialogue with you. So if you have any comments, questions, don't hesitate to interrupt me so we can come up with some answers and comments on the spot. So let's start. I want to ask you, what associations do you have when you hear word usability?
Easy to use.
Easy to use.
Friendly.
Friendly.
User-friendly.
Yeah, exactly. User-friendly. Usability is a quality attribute that considers how easy user interfaces are to use. Let's go to our myths. The first myth is usability testing is only about graphical user interface. There is in the wind that there are two mutually exclusive testing types. Functional, to verify if predefined functionality working or not, and GUI testing, to verify buttons, their color, location, and size. And in this situation, functional testing seems to be more important, when GUI testing is just an additional option, very simple and not so important. And very often GUI testing is called usability. Okay, let's make an agreement. Usability and graphical user interface are totally different things. Usability is a product characteristic to satisfy user needs, when GUI is just one of the composing of usability. And I can show you why. Usability is defined by 5 quality components. The first is learnability. The system should be easy to learn so that user can start getting some work done with the system. The second is efficiency. The system should be efficient to use so that after some time of learning the application, user can perform daily tasks with high productivity. The third, memorability. The system should be easy to remember so that when user, after some time not using the application, coming back to it without having to learn all over again. The fourth, errors. The system should have a low error rate so that users make a few errors as possible. And even if they make these errors, it should be easy to recover from these errors. And the fifth component is satisfaction. The system should be pleasant to use so that user is satisfied, of course subjectively, when using your system. He likes it. And to sum up, changing color of the button is not enough to reach high level of usability, because usability consists of such components as functional part, GUI, help, and even customer support. Myth number 2, usability testing is easy. Those who think that usability testing is easy perform it without needed required techniques, and at the end discredit usability testing as it is. I would like to show you one of the main pillars of usability testing as usability heuristic. But first of all, let's get used to the definition of word usability. heuristics. So from the Greek, it means to discover. It is formula or rule. It's some specific rule of thumb, or it's something which is derived from the experience. And there are 10 usability heuristics which were invented by Jacob Nielsen in FAR 1994, and they are still up to date. So let's go through this heuristic. Heuristic number 1, visibility of the system status. The system should always keep users informed what is going on, because it's very rare situation when users can see directly inside the system, and it is very important to give a feedback to the user and give answers on such questions like how far through sign-up process am I, or how long it will take me to wait for the next stage. And for example, we have Facebook uploading photo service. Even if loading of one photo takes few seconds, it is very good when Facebook show me progress bar, so I know it is working and I can see how long it will take to the end of loading. Heuristic number 2, match between the system and the real world. The system should speak user's language with words, phrases, concepts oriented to the user rather than system-oriented terms. The system should follow real-world convention and interpret information in natural and logical order. Let's imagine we have a foreign currency transaction system, and inside of this system, Polish zloty is specified as some internal code, for instance 718, whatever. And it is very important if system not force user to use such internal codes, but instead of it allowed to use, as all we know, Polish zloty or short-term PLN. So not internal, like system-oriented. Heuristic number 3, user control and freedom. Very often, users choose functionality of the system by mistake, and it is very important to have clearly marked emergency exit so that user can leave unwanted state without going through an extended dialogues. And here we have example of Outlook option of recalling emails. Like the user is allowed to undo his action, so he has this freedom to choose undo or redo his action. Heuristic number 4, consistency and standards. Before user come to your site, he is exploring internet and he was at dozens or hundreds sites before, and when he actually is at your site, he is expecting to have the same buttons, to receive the same behavior on his action and so on. So it is important to follow some standards, and here I have example of Gmail welcome UI page. Logos, options, actions are exactly where I expect them to be. Logout option, like everything, it is natural for me to use this UI. Heuristic number 5, error prevention. Even better than a good error message, it is better to have a good design which prevents users from making some errors. And here a good error prevention is antivirus message system, which show me that I'm about to open harmful site. So it's prevent me to get this viruses on my computer. Heuristic number 6, recognition rather than recall. This system should not have a high memory load onto user's memory. Here, for instance, Windows helps us to choose data format with using a default value and following the example. Like, we don't need to remember what kind of data format should be here or there. It is expressed as example, so we can just rewrite example on our own. Heuristic number 7, flexibility and efficiency in use. There are 3 types of users: novice, casual, and experts. And it is very important to give a possibility for all types of such users freedom to choose. Like, when you are expert user, you know some tricks how to work there or there. And for instance, on websites, you can create different bookmarks or shortcuts, for instance, here. But when you're a novice user, you might be scared of when you look at such shortcuts, like you don't know what to do with them. So it should be allowed using when you are ready to use them. Heuristic number 8, aesthetic and minimalistic design. Design should not contain irrelevant information, so users is satisfied what is seeing. And here I want to show you Google search. Give an example as Google search because it looks nice and works beautifully. It's simple and minimalistic design. Heuristic number 9, help user recognize, diagnose, and recover from errors. The error message should be expressed in plain language, no codes, with specification on the problem, and try to give instruction how to recover from this error. And here, example of error 404 on Dropbox side. We can see that this picture has Dropbox site design. It is nicely presented. We can see that here we can find the links on frequent asking questions or forums, what is problem in is, and there is no information that this is our fault that we received such error. Heuristic number 10, help and documentation. Of course, it is very good when we can use our system, our product without help and documentation. But sometimes there are situations when such documentation is needed. So it is important to have prepared help and documentation. And here I want to show you a Spotify help page. We can see search Dropbox at the middle of the page. Like, this is the main functionality here. Like, you can type your question, and also the main questions, like frequent asked questions, are followed below. So this is it with heuristics. Just a question: do you still believe it is easy? I think it's not. Myth number 3: any person can evaluate the usability. Okay, let me present you my friend. He's always saying me that he is really good in usability. And I'm just wondering, can I believe him or not? Let's take it seriously. Can you imagine that there is 1 billion people with disabilities which can be potential users of your web or desktop application? And it is up to you. Will they be satisfied when using your application or not? And let's take a real life example. For instance, our product is a wheelchair and we have two options how to test it. The first is to test it by ourselves, and we don't need such special, we don't have such special need to use this wheelchair, and we can just guessing, will it be usable for such kind of users or not? And the second option is to give this product to test to the real users. And here we have the question, how many users do we need and who are these users? And it was proved in investigation of Tom Landauer and Jacob Nielsen, already known by us, that we only need 5 users to spot all needed usability problems. After a long investigation, there is a formula which can be plotted into this curve, which shows us relation between usability problems found and number of test users. And yeah, this curve clearly shows us that we need at least 15 users to find almost all usability problems. And you might have a question, why here is 15 and I'm saying you 5. It's not myself, but this Tom Landauer and Jacob Nielsen are saying that it's better to split your fundings between, for instance, 3 groups, 5 users in each, to spot these problems, because the main goal of usability engineering is redesign, to improve design after some problems are spotted, than to spot and just document for all problems. Like, imagine the situation, okay, you have a budget for 15 testing users and you use all money for one investigation, but you left with a bunch of errors, and you redesign your product and you're not able to retest it with users because you run out of the budget. So it's better not to accumulate on one investigation, but split it, for instance here, 5 users in each. Myth number 4, product usability is equally one thing for everybody. Even if you know one group of your users and you carefully design your product to satisfy needs of this one user group, but in real life situation, it is very rare situation when you have only one group of users. And can you imagine if you develop some product and it is can satisfy only needs of one type of users? It's almost impossible to have such situation. So accounters, for instance, can be very experienced and beginners. Graphical designers, tools are used by beginners, like by children, and by professional designers. Antiviruses can be used in big corporation and, for instance, by housewives. So that is why that's why it is very important to have understanding that usability cannot be equally for everybody, and one product cannot satisfy all user needs. I want to show you that that's why we have the simplest Microsoft Paint with brushes, and we have, on the other hand, limitless options in Photoshop. Here we have antivirus with custom settings and antivirus with just one big button install. So let's imagine that you know groups of your users, there are different groups of users, and you'd like to start with usability test. Where to start? Usually there are 4 stages which has usability test. The first one is preparation. During the preparation for the experiment, experimenter makes sure that testing room is ready for the test, that computer systems are in the start state, which was clarified in test plan before, that all materials, questionnaires are available. The second stage is introduction. During the introduction, the experimenter introduced the test to the audience of test users. The third is the test itself, and it is important to remember that experimenter shouldn't interact with users and not showing them their opinion about product. One exception when interaction with the user is acceptable, it is when users stuck in some place and it's clearly visible that he needs some help outside. And the fourth stage is debriefing. During debriefing, users are debriefed and asked to fill in some subjective questionnaires, like to fill some question forms. Right now, I would like to focus on usability methods, and actually, one of them we already talked about. It's heuristic evaluation, and the advantage of this method is that it finds individual usability problems, but on the other hand, we don't involve any users to this method. Opposite to it is user feedback, which needs at least 100 of users to be engaged, and it tracks changes in user requirements and views. But we need to hire some special organization which can handle replies or handle somehow it inside the company. Questionnaires, at least 30 people are needed. It finds subjective user feedbacks, but some preparation work is needed, like pilot work. And the one last on the slide is logging actual result. At least 20 people are needed here, and it finds highly used or unused features, but it might be considered as violation of user privacy. Okay. The place where usability testing is done is called a usability testing lab. Usually it is a room that consists of 2 parts. The first one is where user is interacting with the system, and the second one is called control room, where you as a tester are observing what is going on during the interacting user and your product. And I would like to show you how in real life usability testing lab looks like. I have Oracle usability testing lab to show you.
We have usability labs and staff worldwide. in California and Colorado in the US, in China, India, Mexico, and in the UK too. One of the cool scientific tools we use in the research and design of our applications is called eye tracking. With eye tracking, we're able to tell if a user can find something on a screen when they're performing a task, and how long it takes them to find that before they can take action on it. I'm sitting in the control room for Usability Lab 5. This is a place where usability engineers would conduct focus groups, watch card sorting activities, and handle wants and needs sessions from our customers early in the design cycles so that we understand how users work and what they really want from our applications. We use an interactive whiteboard to collaborate around our designs. When you come to our labs in Redwood Shores, you can help us design applications too. This is the control room for one of our office labs. We use the office labs to simulate what happens in work. It has a one-way mirror so that we're able to see users performing tasks, and we're able to record and get feedback on how our applications are working. The Usability Lab's control rooms have all the latest customized equipment, are equipped with digital, visual and audio recording tools, and can stream activities live to and from remote participants too.
So this is how real usability testing lab looks like. Do you have any comments? Like, how do you like it? Would you like to be involved in such testing in real life? As well? Yeah, of course. Testers here.
Why not?
Okay. Coming back to usability methods, there are a few more, like observation. And observation is considered as a simple method because you just need to come to the user, one or more, and observe how he is interacting with the system. And of course, you are not allowed to interrupt user from this actions with the system. Thinking aloud. It is, I think, very valuable usability method when user is allowed thinking out loud when he is operating with your product. And a few minutes later we will see the real life example of thinking aloud method. Interview. This is a real valuable method as well because you can gather all interested questions to you from the real life communication with the users. And focus group. The focus group involves from 6 to 9 users, and a very valuable thing in focus group is that this group of people are gathering 2 times, before the design is invented and after. Here proactive approach is used, like before users can give you some inputs what can be invented into your product, and afterwards they can see if it matched with your recommendation, for instance, or in the fact if it satisfied you by all items. Okay, and here I want to show you real life example of usability testing. The product is fruit. So let's see.
Sean, hi.
Hi.
Have a seat. I'm Talina. I'm the researcher who's going to be working with you today. And have you ever done a usability test before?
No.
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 Now for our session today, we're going to pretend that you're hungry and have come across some different fruit options for a midday snack. For each task, I will give you a piece of paper with a description of what I would like you to do. So let's begin with the first task.
Okay.
This is the task card. If you could just read that aloud and then begin the task whenever you're ready.
Show me how you would eat this. See?
What kind of peel
see,
would you
see?
say that is?
This was not a thick peel. Watch, if I overdo this, I'm gonna, yeah.
Try it. Here's one way.
Well,
Okay.
it's round like an egg. I just thought maybe it would,
Yeah.
crack.
So it looks like you're struggling a little bit.
You know, there.
You've seen my boots right now. I used orange peel on these. Look at that luster. Isn't that
Oh.
amazing?
Oh!
That'll wake you up every morning.
Grip it here, and I
That's the
press
technique you like
yeah,
to use?
I press the stem away with my thumb and hold it out of the way so it's not in the way of my mouth. I put this finger here.
And I just do a little bit of the dipsies in here.
I will only eat one of this for breakfast on the weekend in my house.
I like apples a little bit more if they're cut for me.
Pre-cut. You like
Yeah.
the pre-cut. We
And
established
and I don't always have to know who cut them. Sometimes it's nice to wonder who cut this apple for me.
It's a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I think it's lychee. Whew.
I thought at first that it was like a raspberry on steroids, but it isn't soft like a raspberry. In fact, it kind of looks like a dinosaur, what I imagine a dinosaur skin would look like. So it's a little bit intimidating at first.
Ew. Oh my god, what is that? Oh, okay. Oh, weird.
And think about how you might go about using this pineapple.
That is a beautiful pineapple.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 7, with 1 being very difficult and 7 being very easy, how difficult would you say that it was for you to eat this orange?
So 1 is really difficult.
Yes, 1 very difficult, 7 very easy.
I will say 2.
2.
Only because I've had worse luck with grapefruit.
Grapefruit is worse.
Grapefruit's worse.
How would you say a banana compares to an apple?
Well, you're talking to an apple man. You know, if a banana is sitting there, I will do it, but not with the enthusiasm that I would an apple. And especially if you were to cut that apple for me.
Okay.
It's a good banana.
So, you're just seeing a real how to test usability testing in real life. And for 1 second, can you imagine that your users of your application you are testing doing something like this, thinking out loud what they thinking about your application and so on? Like, what do you feel?
Probably. How to use it? Come on.
Yeah.
So much fields.
So yeah, this is it from my side today. To sum up, I think that usability is like an oxygen and you don't notice it until it missed. So take a breath, take a dip, and I hope you find some inspiration after today's presentation to explore usability testing by your own. Thank you.